Faisal Kamisa, joined by Arden, Zwelling, and Jeff Blair. For the last couple of years at this time, we'd be doing this to set you up for the Blue Jays postseason run. There is no Blue Jays postseason run this time around, so General Manager Ross Atkins is about to have his end-of-season media availability. He just met with the writers and will meet with the TV crew coming up shortly. As soon as he starts speaking at the Rogers Center, we will take you there. Until then, we will talk all things Blue Jays and come back and continue to talk all things Blue Jays. A lot of places to go here, guys. There is a official news coming in that the Blue Jays will not pick up Jose Bautista's option for next season, and that Ross Atkins told him the news 2 weeks ago. This doesn't come as a surprise, but Arden, it is the first time that we kind of publicly heard that, I guess.
Yeah, the Blue Jays hadn't, said as much to this point, so that does confirm it, but it was obvious. It's a $17 million option for a player who wasn't even replacement level this year, so the Blue Jays would have been absolutely foolish to pick it up. But now, Ross Atkins has confirmed that it's going to happen. The Blue Jays have $17 million more to play with.
Jeff, again, it's the obvious move, right?
Yeah, I think Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro probably didn't want to sign Jose Bautista to begin with, to be honest, last winter. So yeah, this was the obvious move. And Arden's right. We know now at least that money is freed up, and moving forward, we'll be able to help the Blue Jays bring in maybe another outfielder, or address a long-term contract with some other player.
Speaking of long-term contracts, Josh Donaldson saying a couple days ago that he'd be, tickled pink if he was in Toronto long-term. A smart move on his side, I guess, to put that out there, but from the team's perspective, I imagine this is still something they'd want to do, or no?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I like to think that I kind of have an idea about where this is going to go. I really think that right now the Jays are probably going to start the year with him on whatever contract he's on, see where it goes, and then either trade him at the trade deadline, or if they're still in it, let him go as a free agent. The one thing that interests me that Josh Donaldson hasn't answered, and I think I know the answer, but he hasn't answered it, and to me it's the most important part of this. If Josh Donaldson would come out and say, I'm not going to put a timeline on this. In other words, if he doesn't do what Edwin did, where Edwin said, hey, if I don't have a deal done by spring training,
it's over. Like,
it's
we'll
over.
Wait till
We're not talking during the year. I need to hear Josh Donaldson say, we can get it done then. We can get it done in season. I'm not worried about it. If I hear that from him, then I have a little more optimism. But if Josh Donaldson were to come out and say, look, I want this done one way or another by spring training, then I think you can start making plans to see him move.
It's a negotiation tactic that you see sometimes in situations like this. It puts a bit of pressure on the club, but at the same time, if the Blue Jays were going to come to Josh Donaldson with 5 years and $150 million, I don't care what time it is. I don't care what he's said. That gets the discussion going. But that's also what it's going to take. You're looking at $28 to $32 million per season for, I would say, at least 5 years. And I'm sure that Josh Donaldson and Dan Lozano, his agent, will push for 6. So this is a serious commitment, a commitment that's made at the ownership level, and there's a lot of input on this. And the Blue Jays could really be hamstringing themselves, in a sense, for what they can do in future years if they do take on that much payroll.